Opportunity is missed by most people because it is dressed in overalls and looks like work. I had the chance to grow or work in my wife's business for years before I actually did. When we met, she already had a business. I had just sold mine, and I did start working with her right away, but I knew instantly that my limitation was around understanding B2B sales. And I had recently figured out and been very excited about direct marketing on B2C, cold outreach, well, warm outreach, really. I didn't understand a lot of these terms. I didn't even know it was possible. I felt like I had cracked some code because it technically saved the business for a while and started generating a significant amount of revenue in my other business. But I knew that the strategy probably wasn't going to work going into my wife's business, which is a PR and marketing company, which, by the way, happy Valentine's Day. And I tried the strategy, DMs through Instagram, but my excuses are I had so many other things going on. I didn't stick with it. I didn't try to evolve. I needed to make money to meet certain obligations. So I basically went another route. All that to say, I didn't recognize the opportunity. A lot of the thoughts that I would have when thinking about not only with helping my wife grow her business, but in starting like a client services business or starting anything, one of my first thoughts would be, I don't want to do that. I don't feel like dealing with that. I don't want to deal with clients. I don't want to do client work. They're frustrating. And I questioned myself more deeply on this as to like why it was really an issue with me not wanting to let people down, which a lot of business problems are you problems, are me problems. They're problems with the character of the entrepreneur and the character of the business people and the emotions and the baggage, which is one of the things that makes entrepreneurship so interesting. It really came down to like, I don't want to let people down. I was afraid of selling something that I wasn't confident in or didn't know if I could make work, if I could get the results, and for a good reason. You don't want to sell something that you don't know or don't think will work, or sell something that you don't necessarily understand. But at a certain point, you do understand enough to sell something confidently. I think it finally clicked that my wife's business was the best opportunity when, again, another quote comes to mind that change happens when staying the same is more painful than changing itself. Sort of ask myself the question, what do I dislike more? Do I dislike the discomfort and the not liking of the idea of doing client work or doing all of the messy admin work, any of the boring behind the scenes work, which a lot of those are just imaginary things that your mind makes up for some reason to stop you from doing something. Granted, a lot of the things you do suck. That's life in general. There's a lot of fun and interesting things, entrepreneurship also. What do I dislike more? My life as it currently is and staying the same, having someone control the amount of money I make, or taking action and being uncomfortable and doing sucky things that I don't want to do to move the needle and get ahead? And the answer was obvious. Another quote that also like inspired me was Alex Hermosi. It's 1,000 times easier to take a business from 1 million to 10 million than it is to take a business from 0 to 1 million. And I was obsessed with starting my own thing, partly out of ego, maybe. I wanted to do it myself, but partly out of like thinking I was going to pick the perfect thing, that I didn't want to work on this type of business. I want to work on this type of business that I'm interested in. That very quickly changes too once you get into the nitty gritty of it. It doesn't stay so appealing. I was wanting to do cold outreach again through my own consulting thing because it had worked so well. And then I was like, oh, I need an Instagram account that has authority, has a good reputation, because it's a lot easier to get people to respond if you have an account with a decent amount of followers and a track record and some clout or reputation. Instantly thought, Emily has a business account like that. Ended up getting her a couple clients within like a month or so. Made me realize, oh, this is possible. And I started dipping into helping with other things and found ways that I could add value, which was through data, finances, tracking, managing money and systems, creating systems, getting project management stuff set up, just like streamlining and improving things where I could. It wasn't anything that grand at the beginning. It's interesting to think what opportunities are right in front of us that we do not see. That one was there in front of me for 4 years. Another way to look at it is, what will future me thank me for starting now? In 5 years or 10 years or 20 years, what would the future version of yourself be stoked that you did? If you like listening to a Neanderthal talk about business and life, feel free to follow for more. If not, no worries. Have a good day.